It's June, can you believe it? That means 49er Days is almost here. And speaking of fireworks, Fridley Fire has a few safety reminders for our summer fun, plus pollinator gardens are popping up all over Fridley. And this summer brings an historic home tour to the city. All this and more coming up on Community Connection. Thank you for joining us. I'm Raquel Strand, and this is Community Connection. Our new beat reporter, Brooke Hall, was pounding the pavement near Commons Park, looking for inspiration for the 49er Days story. Let's see what or who she found.
Hi, I'm Brooke Hall, the new digital engagement specialist for the City of Fridley, and I'm on street reporting to get you all the information about this year's 49ers Days. And I think I spotted Sue Johnson, the Grand Marshal from last year, who will give us all the information. Hi, Sue.
Hi. Who are you?
I'm Brooke Hall, and I'm new to City of Fridley. Can you tell me?
Welcome.
Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about 49ers Days?
I'll try. Typically, it's a lot like this weather, but it's usually a good time. I hate to say, I hope this year it's going to be a lot better. I was just sitting here in Commons Park, looking at their new schedule and enjoying a Prano dog.
Looks good.
Yeah, I got to remember which I'm talking into. But yeah, this year the parade is going to be back on Thursday evenings.
Thursday.
So, yep. And a little construction going on during the parade. So typically it used to come down 61st.
Okay.
That's not going to happen this year. So folks really have to find a new place to view the parade. It's going to start on 61st and 7th Street and then go north on 7th. And then it's going to go east on Mississippi, south on Able, and end right at the middle school.
And what time should people arrive for the parade?
You know, it's funny because a lot of people have their lawn chairs out early in the morning. You can drive down any one of these streets and you'll see lawn chairs out by 8 a.m.
Oh, perfect. And it's for kids and families and everybody?
Kids and family. There's typically 100 units, roughly 8 bands. I'm not sure what they have this year, but a variety of different bands. It's one of the largest parades in the metro area here.
What happens if it rains like a day like today for the parade?
The parade will be held rain or shine.
Rain or shine. Okay.
Rain or shine. Only once in my 32 years with the festival have I seen it canceled. So, rain or shine.
Awesome. And then what else is going on for 49ers Days?
I'll hold on to this for later.
Okay.
Saturday we have kids activities. So that'll be, I believe, from noon until 6. And that would include a variety of different carnival games. There's going to be inflatables. And I'm super cool about this. There's going to be a 150-foot tent set up for laser tag.
Laser tag?
Laser tag. I've never done it, so I'll probably be the first one in. We're going to have Home Depot's coming to do their spiel. They come every year. We're going to have a petting zoo.
Oh, and it's all happening here at Commons Park?
All happening here right at Commons Park. There'll be some vendors, and of course, then we move into the evening, and we've got the Lions beer tent and beer sales, and the Rotary Club will be selling wine, and we have food concessions.
Ooh, looks good.
So lots of different food for people to eat. And 6 o'clock, we start the Fridley High School all-school reunion. That includes everybody from students to teachers to principals to janitors to everybody who has a part in Fridley High School.
I thought I heard something about that. And did I hear a rumor that Jonah and the Whales will be playing?
Yep, and did you ever wonder how a whale gets on stage?
I guess I'll have to go and see.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
And then is there anything else going on for the day?
We're going to wrap it up at dusk with fireworks.
Oh, perfect.
And hopefully they won't get moved up due to rain or anything like they did last year.
And I thought somebody recommended that I take the Fridley History Tour. What's that all about?
That is going to be Saturday, June 16th, and it'll be from 1 to 4. And they can register through the Recreation Department. It's $25 a person.
Okay.
And when they're done with the tour, they're actually going to stop by Commons Park.
Oh, perfect.
And the characters on the tour will also be mingling with everybody at the festival.
So that all sounds really great. What's the general cost of the festival, or what do people need to bring when they go?
We try to keep it as nominal, family friendly, family affordable. So the Kids Day activities from noon to 6, cost between 1 and 4 tickets. Tickets go for 50 cents, so it should be quite affordable for families. And at 6 o'clock, when the kids' activities end, I believe that they are asking everybody to buy a button for entrance to see Jonah and the Whales.
Well, that sounds great.
It contributes to the future of Fridley 49er Days.
Yeah. So what kind of music does Jonah and the Whales play?
70s, 80s, and 90s. They're really good. We've had them here before.
Oh, awesome. Great. So to wrap it all up, the parade will be on Thursday,
June 14th, 6:30 p.m., and the fun run will precede it at 6:20 from St. Philip's Church.
Great. And then the festival on Saturday will be at what time?
Noon to 10.
Noon to 10. And then people can come at 6 p.m. and buy a button and see Jonah and the Whales.
Absolutely. And the fireworks.
Oh, great. Well,
The fireworks are actually free to everybody, but they'll be blown off at dusk.
awesome. Well, we hope to see everybody there.
Cool.
Join us for 2 days of Fridley fun. June 14th will be the annual Lions Parade, and June 16th will be the full-day festival, including kids' activities, a live band, and fireworks. Get details on the parade route and all festival events at fridleymn.gov/49erdays. Have you noticed a new butterfly sign in some Fridley parks? Pollinator gardens are starting to pop up all over Fridley. Environmental planner Rachel Workin walks us through what they are and why they matter.
What type of bees are hard to understand? Mumblebees. But seriously, let's talk about bees. We're here today at a pollinator planting on the Mississippi River Trail at Interstate 694 and East River Road. This area was planted back in 2016 using grant money from the Minnesota Department of Transportation. While we're still pretty early in the growing season, in a couple of weeks, this area will be a pollinator buffet. More and more pollinator plantings will be showing up within the city as part of our effort to be a more pollinator-friendly community. Animal pollinators, such as bees, butterflies, and some species of birds and bats, are essential to the reproduction of flowers because they bring pollen from one to the other. Pollinators are responsible for the reproduction of over 70% of flowering plants, and they're incredibly important to our food production. Pollinators are necessary for the production of 1/3 of our food and drink, which is worth more than $29 billion worth of products annually. Pollinators are super important, but they're also at risk. Habitat fragmentation, lack of food, and pesticides have contributed to pollinator decline, especially amongst bees and butterflies. One species of bee, the rusty-patched bumblebee, has even been put on the endangered species list. Here at the City of Fridley, we want to help. We will be increasing the number of pollinator plantings within our city parks and decreasing pesticide uses within these areas. Be on the lookout for these signs that designate areas as pollinator patches. This year, our Parks Department will be planting pollinator-friendly plants at the new Civic Complex and Commons Park. Your yard is an important part of Fridley's urban ecosystem. Are you interested in making it more pollinator-friendly? It can be as simple as switching out annual ornamental plants for native perennial plants that pollinators love to visit. As an added benefit, native plants have longer roots that help improve water quality and decrease soil erosion. Choose plants that flower throughout the growing season so that you have a pollinator buffet all spring and summer long. Also be careful with pesticide use. Some pesticides are harmful to bees and butterflies, and wind and water can carry them away from the application site. If you're treating an ash tree for emerald ash borer, make sure to hire a professional arborist who can inject your tree with pesticide rather than applying a soil drench. Time for one more pollinator joke? What does a bee use to style his hair? A honeycomb. Well, that's all from this part of Pollinator-Friendly Fridley. Check out more at our website, fridleymn.gov/pollinator.
A first in Fridley, we have the chance to ramble back in time on July 22nd during the Fridley Historic Home and Garden Tour. This is a fundraiser for both the Anoka County Historical Society and the Fridley Historical Society, and we are excited to feature the stories of these homes.
One thing that Fridley is known for is the predominance of Rambler-style homes in our community. And we've always wanted to do something special to recognize the historic value of the Ramblers in Fridley. So when the city was approached by the Anoka County Historical Society about doing a historic home tour here in Fridley, we were very excited about the opportunity. And with me to talk about this and how it's all come about and what's going to happen is Rebecca Evnet Mavenkamp from the Anoka Historical Society to talk about the upcoming Fridley Historic Home Tour. Rebecca, I know that we know that Ramblers were a predominant style of housing built here primarily in the 60s and 70s, and some people think that, well, that's not very old. That's not like the historic homes that are on tour every year in Anoka, but you evidently had an interest in looking at this in Fridley too.
Oh, absolutely, Julie. The suburban era is such a historic moment for Fridley. Just the growth of the amount of homes that were in this area, the historic nature of often having one or two owners for these homes as well, so that they've built these homes and they're going to be able to tell these stories about the first generation living here and what it meant to really build the city up. I think that is a really important conversation to be having.
And we found that when we started looking for homes to be in the tours, that people had some incredible stories about either their experience building the home from scratch or the people that had built it before them. So about this first ever historic home tour in the city of Fridley, modeled after the one that the city of Anoka has done for years that I know you've been involved in. What are we expecting to see in this year's tour?
You can expect to find 11 homes on the tour. Some of them will be just the interior of the home, some will be just the garden, and some will be both. So there'll be a nice mix. There'll also be the Fridley Historical Society and the library. So the library is going to be open especially for the day. They have a small garden that they'd like to showcase and also get some volunteers to work in. And the Fridley Historical Society is going to have a special exhibit talking about suburbia, talking about the growth and showing some old photos, so there might be some places that you recognize. We're going to have staggered starts, so not everybody on the tour starts at the same location and moves 200 people at a time. We'll have them starting throughout the tour, so you might start in the beginning, you might start at the middle, you might start at the end, but you'll be able to rotate through the whole tour and see the whole process. When you buy your ticket, you can buy the tickets online at the Anoka County History Center, so that's anokacountyhistory.org. There's also a link, I understand, on the city website.
Correct.
And when you buy your ticket, they're $12 in advance and $15 the day of. You'll receive a ticket booklet like this one, and it'll have your tour start number at the top. And inside the booklet are little pieces about the home or the garden that the homeowner gave us that they really thought was most authentic about their home, the pieces that they might have had a shelter that they stayed in during the tornado, some of these special elements of the garden that they were interested in. So you'll know a little bit about the place that you're going to when you get there.
I've gotten to see most of the homes that are on the tour, both inside and out, and there's just really some unique sites that I'm excited for people to see. There's one home in the tour that is the original owner and builder of the home that hid out in the tornado the tornado in '65 in the basement. Has some incredible stories there, and so it's kind of cool to see a Rambler that's original, not been changed. And then there's another Rambler on the tour that's been significantly added on to and modified, and it's just something straight out of a home magazine that should be featured. And so there's just, I think, both ends of the spectrum on the tour. And some homes that aren't Ramblers that have interesting features, not related to being a Rambler, but just of some interesting things that the homeowner's done to the home. So I think people are really going to enjoy what they see. So the date of the Fridley Historic Home Tour is on Sunday, July 22nd. It's going to run until 1 to 5 p.m. And we mentioned how you can go about getting tickets online through the City of Fridley website at fridleymn.gov. There will be a link to Anoka County's website for purchasing the tickets online. If you don't want to purchase tickets online and want to purchase them in person, you can do that, like Rebecca said, on the day of the event at the Fridley Historical Society building, or before the day of the event during the week. You could buy them at the Fridley City Hall counter. Should mention that this is a fundraiser for the Historical Society. I don't know if you want to say more about that, Rebecca, about how that will work.
The fact that this is a fundraiser for both the Fridley Historical Society and the Anoka County Historical Society is really valuable. You can go around and enjoy the event with yourself, your friends, but knowing that you're supporting local history as well. I know the Fridley Historical Society uses their funds for both building maintenance as well as operations, and they would really love the local support.
And I really like the fact that the Fridley History Center is going to be open that day too, and kind of have some special displays about the era of the 60s and the 70s when a lot of these ramblers were built. If you're not aware of where they're located, they're that little old historic building right next to Hayes Elementary School on Mississippi Street, which is kind of in the general vicinity of where a lot of the homes on the tour are located. We're hoping that this isn't the first and only historic home tour in Fridley. We're looking to have this be an annual event. So part of one of the pieces that I know will be in the booklet you get when you purchase a ticket is if you want to sign up your own home to be in the tour next year. So we're looking for ideas for that as well. So thank you, Rebecca, for being here today and helping me with this. And I hope it ends up being a very successful fundraiser for both the Anoka and the Fridley Historical Societies.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Tickets for the Fridley Historic Home and Garden Tour are on sale now. You can purchase them during business hours at Fridley City Hall, on the day of the tour at the Fridley History Center, or online at anokacountyhistory.org. Summer fun includes grilling and campfires. Fridley has experienced a few significant fires in recent months, and we would like to remind you of some safety precautions so your summer fun doesn't turn into tragedy. Here's Fire Chief John Berg.
Hello, I'm John Berg. I'm the Fire Chief for the City of Fridley, and I'm here to give you a few tips on summer activities. Summer finally arrived in Minnesota, and so more people are out, and there's more activity, and this is the time of the year when people get hurt. So a few things that you can do to stay safe this summer is, number one, recreational fires. We have a city ordinance that governs recreational fires, and so you have to follow those rules in order to have a recreational fire. And those fires need to be contained. They need to be no more than 3 feet in diameter. They need to be a minimum of 25 feet away from anything else that might burn, like your house, your shed, your fence, unless, of course, you're using an approved container with a screen. Then they can be up to 15 feet from the structure. The other thing you need to do is you have to have a way to put that fire out. So you have to have a hose or some way to extinguish that fire. And the key piece, and this is one of the things that we find many, many times, is there has to be somebody there. Somebody needs to be present when you're burning in a recreational fire. The other piece of that is we do not allow burning of yard waste or garbage or construction materials. Those are not recreational fires. If we get a complaint and you are burning those materials, you are subject to a fine, potentially. Most of the time we're just going to tell you to put that fire out, but just so you know, you are subject to a violation of city ordinance if you are burning those materials. That is also a violation of the DNR rules as well. So grilling is another fun summer activity, and along with grilling, people use charcoal. If you're using charcoal or wood briquettes or something like that for your grilling or smoker, we ask that you put those materials in a metal can with a lid on it, at least until that is cold enough to put in the garbage. Oftentimes we have people putting hot coals in dumpsters or in garbage cans, and of course then we have a fire in the dumpster or the garbage, or even sometimes in the garbage truck, and that requires a fire response. So please put your hot embers, your hot charcoal in a container until it gets cold. Another activity in the summer is we also have fireworks. There are legal fireworks that you can use. The fireworks that don't fly are legal in the state of Minnesota. Those fireworks also can cause burns though. So we ask that you be very, very careful when you're using fireworks. Make sure that children aren't engaged in lighting fireworks. They don't have the lighters, they don't have the matches to light them. Make sure there's an adult supervising whenever you're using fireworks. So on behalf of the Fridley Fire Department, we hope that you have a safe and enjoyable summer.
Hey kids, ever wonder what it's like to be a Fridley firefighter? Well, you're in luck. Stop in on the last Friday of June, July, and August from 9 to 11 a.m. Did you know that 80% of Fridley firefighters are volunteer firefighters? We still manage to provide the same services as a career department, but saving the city $2 million while we do it. One of the services we offer is water rescue. And if you come to the open houses, you'll be able to see the boat and sit inside of it, along with everything else that we have to offer. We just got a brand new ATV, and we have many rescue vehicles and other apparatus that we operate at the department. In addition to being able to sit on our fire trucks and spray some water with our real fire hose, kids, bring your parents along. They could get new batteries for their smoke detector, or if you don't have enough, you can get new smoke detectors as well. On top of that, we'll have lots of information on hiring at Fridley Fire Department, because wouldn't it be cool if your mom or dad were a firefighter? So remember, the last Friday in June, July, and August from 9 to 11 a.m. at Fridley Fire Station 1 at 6431 University Avenue Northeast. Gotta go!
As we dive into all this summer fun, let's also remember to be smart and safe when it comes to fireworks. You can learn more about fire safety on our website at fridleymn.gov/firesafety. Now let's take a look at what the Fridley City Council is working on. Here's City Manager Wally Weisopel with the May Council update.
Hello, I'm Wally Weisopel, and here is the update for May from the City Council. City Council met on the 14th and again on the 29th. At the conference meetings, the City Council had the opportunity to discuss several items, including massage therapy ordinance. Now, this is due to the result of many of these massage therapy businesses coming into town and throughout the country that are actually in the sex trading business, and we needed to tighten up our ordinances to prevent that from happening. The City Council also discussed deferred assessment policies and also community recognition signs, and then finally had an update on the Civic Campus, which is on time and on budget for this year. In May, there are several proclamations that were given, including proclamations for the Purple Heart Day, the Buddy Poppy Month, Public Works Month, and EMS Week. And the mayor bestowed those proclamations to those groups. Legislatively, the City Council took actions in the following areas. They passed a zoning code update to allow the Pulte homes to be developed on part of the Lock Park Point redevelopment project, and you may be seeing some of that construction already taking place. There were no parking designation given to West Moore Lake Road as a result of the reconstruction taking place on that street. There was a settlement with a deferred assessment dispute at 7699 Viren Road that was settled, and then we also approved improvements for well number 5 as a part of an ongoing maintenance program for all of our wells and well pumps. We had an easement approved at the Fridley High School to allow the city to have a utility easement on that property. And then there was an approval of a project called the Stony Brook Improvement Project. And this is a flood mitigation project that will actually help a lot of the businesses on the Beach Street area in Fridley. There was also approval for the 69th Street improvements as part of the street reconstruction project. And worthy of note on this project is that the street will actually be shrinking in size and allowing for improvements to the wastewater that takes place in that area. It'll also save money for the city in plowing, etc. There was also an update on the charter that was provided to the City Council by the Charter Commission. This involved Chapter 8 of the City Charter, and there were just technical corrections and updates that occasionally need to be done. This one was dealing with special assessments and improvements, and that was the first reading, and there will be a second reading coming along as well. The City Council also approved and authorized the project for the Lock Parkway. Now, Lock Parkway is that part of that new roadway that's being built as part of the Civic Campus and the Lock Park Point redevelopment project. And then finally, the City Council approved the first reading of an ordinance updating the massage therapy ordinance, as I mentioned earlier. So that's our update for May. Thanks for tuning in. I'm City Manager Wally Weisopel. Thank you.
Are the kids already getting restless? Be sure to keep them busy this summer. We have a ton of opportunities to help release that energy. Our popular Wednesday programs explore the hot spots all over the Twin Cities. July's Wet and Wild Day helps them cool off with some water fun, and our weekly camp programs are always a big hit. You can learn more online at fridleymn.gov/recreation. Before we go, let's check out what else we have going on for summer fun with our June calendar. That's all for this edition of Fridley's Community Connection at the beautiful Flannery Park. Subscribe to email updates or follow the City of Fridley on Facebook and Twitter for the latest city news. I'm Raquel Strand. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17.